Alright, so here's a video of a jukebox that I've got for sale. This is a 1988 Seeburg SCD, and it is the first CD jukebox. I'm pretty sure it's the first CD jukebox. From what I've read online, that's what it seems to say. So, and that's not surprising, you know, being that it's Seeburg, you know, they were always innovators. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they wanted to come to market first with a CD jukebox. You know, obviously prior to that, everything was vinyl. So yeah, if you're looking for a CD jukebox, this one's kind of cool just for that fact alone. Okay, anybody want to buy a cat? Quiet, buddy, jeez. Yeah, so, where was I? Yeah, a big awesome jukebox, a lot of presents. You know, Seeburg always liked to kind of go all out with stuff, especially in this era. They were trying to make everything very funky. So, you know, it's got a little light show that happens. Right now it's in attract mode, so you can see it kind of pulsing. I'll get into that a little bit in a second. What else can I tell you? Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of it's a big jukebox, I'll be honest. I mean, this isn't a tiny jukebox. Most CD jukeboxes are kind of bulky anyway. I think in terms of like actual physical space that it takes up, it's not that different than a lot of NSMs. However, it looks really big. Like it looks, well, I mean, it almost looks like one of those, I don't know, you remember in like the 90s when big screen TVs were like really, really, really big, you know? They have that big plastic. Anyway, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's kind of similar, you know, dimension-wise to something like that. It's almost kind of monolithic, I guess. But I mean, that's part of the charm, right? I mean, you're not buying a CD jukebox because it's small. I mean, well, for starters, like, who listens to CDs? That's just stupid. I mean, like, you know, there are many better options to listen to music than to listen to music on a jukebox. But hey, like, people buy them all the time, so whatever. Anyway, I'm getting all introspective about jukebox stuff. Yeah, so whatever. If you're considering a CD jukebox, this one's a super good option because it is awesome and big and huge, and, you know, I like it. And if you own it and it's in your house, you will too. So yeah, being that it's the first CD jukebox, this is something that I thought was kind of neat. I guess they had to figure out how to, you know, incorporate, you know, how are we gonna figure out what CD to pick and how are we gonna do the tracks and all that. You know, prior to this, it was little title pages, you know, the little tiny cards. So they came up with, you know, the back of the CD jacket comes out and slides into these slots, and then you use this ridiculous little, you know, pushy thing to move these little cards around. And there are 60 of them, so you put 60 CDs in this thing. That's kind of a weird, quirky thing. I mean, most of the later CD jukeboxes, they had some automated thing. Like if you've got an NSM jukebox, like it's actually like a kind of a show, like they move around and stuff. But yeah, I guess this was, you know, I think Seeburg blew the budget on the amplifier and the light show. So yeah, this jukebox sounds incredible. It has like a 200-watt amp. It's enormous and it's way loud, like it's crazy. It's got two 12-inch subwoofers down there. It's got two, I don't know how big they are, but there's two mid-range speakers, and there's also two of Seeburg's famous Seeburg horns. This is the style of horn that they've been using this since the 70s. They love those things. So very high highs. So, you know, killer bass, and the treble is high, so high that, you know, if you crank this thing, your ears will bleed, and the bass will basically, I don't know, would blow the garage doors off this place. So I guess at this point, before this gets too long, I should, you know, play a song, you know, just to show everybody that it works. There's your CD changers in there. I'm going to show you guys that in a sec. So, okay, let me just pick a song here. So let's do Right Said Fred. So the way you do a song on this is it's the 60th CD, and so you would do 60 followed by Right Said Fred is 03. So 6 0, and you can see the numbers are coming up as I type them in. 0, let's see if I can get that, 3, and it has accepted it. It's on free play, by the way, so you don't have to add money. You can see it picking up the CD there. And it's going to play it, and let's get a look at this light show, because that's really, it's worth the price of admission.
Too sexy for my love, too sexy for my
Pretty
love.
cool.
Going to leave.
And there you go. Big sound. I'm not going to turn it up. I'm filming this video. It's like really late. It is loud enough that I'm sure that I'd get complaints. Yeah, so if you're looking for a big, bad, huge, awesome CD jukebox, and kind of a piece of history because it was the first CD jukebox, and really at the very end of, like, Seeburg went out of business, like, after they made this. You know, they didn't really, they made a few other things after this, but it was really kind of the last hurrah before they shut her down. So, yeah, if you want a big crazy CD jukebox, this is the jukebox for you, and it is for sale. So, yeah, there you go.